We're on the phone with Chris Schaefer from Edmonton. Chris, you got something pretty exciting coming to the city of Winnipeg here on March 20th for the boxing world. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Glenn, what we have planned is we have four living boxing legends, guys that were very great, especially in the 70s and 80s, and we're bringing them on a tour right across the country. We've got 5 stops, and Winnipeg is our second stop. It's going to be March 20th, 6 p.m. at the Victoria Inn Hotel and Conference Center right in Winnipeg. And the legends that we have like Leon Spinks, George Chuvalo, Donny Lalonde, and Earnie. So really prominent names. Now, when we talk about something like this, a lot of people think, if they're not boxing fans, that it might not be for them. But really, this show is geared for anybody, really anybody. That anybody that's really ever had a dream or felt that they needed to achieve something, follow their passion. This show is for those people because these guys, they were boxers and great boxers at that. But they're going to share advice for what they did to achieve their dream that worked for them. So it's going to be quite a unique show.
So these 4 boxers, it's going to be kind of a panel type event, Chris, where they're up there just talking, and will guests be able to ask questions as well, or?
Well, basically, it'll be 2 different parts. There's different options. We're going to have a meet and greet option for those that really, want to talk to the champs and shake their hands and have a photograph or an autograph opportunity. We're going to have that option. We're going to have. They're all going to be taking turns to speaking, and there will be doing question and answers and stuff like that too. So we really want to make it a very interactive event where fans and attendees can mix and basically hang out with these legends, and they're going to learn things about boxing, but they're also going to learn things about life. We talk about our legends. You look at guys like George Chuvalo. Legends inspire other people to be legends. And George Chuvalo was really an accomplished fighter. He's a Canadian, by the way. And his claim to fame, and what he's most famous for, is that in 93 professional fights, this guy was never knocked off his feet, even though he tussled with, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Floyd Patterson, all heavyweight world champions in their own rights. Just the most durable guy, the guy that would never take no for an answer, the guy that kept fighting under no matter what type of conditions were there. We've also got Leon Spinks, and Leon Spinks, Glenn, do you know who Leon Spinks is?
That is one of the names on your list that I actually do know who that is.
Okay. And do you know what he's most famous for?
Sorry, I do not know, but there's probably some of our listeners out there do, but I think you better tell us all.
Sure. Leon Spinks is most famous for defeating Muhammad Ali for the world heavyweight title in 1978. So here's a guy, Leon Spinks. He wins gold medal in the 76 Olympics in Montreal. He beats this Cuban Sixto Soria, who was considered to be unbeatable. And as most boxing fans know, the Cuban boxing teams have always been very strong, and in 76 it was no different. So he beats this guy, the favorite Cuban, to win the gold medal at the 76 Olympics, and then only his 8th professional fight challenges and wins a fight against Muhammad Ali for the world heavyweight title in only his 8th fight, which is really just extraordinary, because in your 8th fight, you're not supposed to be challenging for any kind of titles. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be just working your way up to a point where you're going to be fighting reputable fighters. And here he is winning the world heavyweight title from who else but the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. So that's very legendary in itself. Now, we've also got Michael Spinks, and Michael Spinks is his brother, and Michael Spinks also won gold medal in his weight class in the 76 Olympics too. And this guy, a lot of people have seen Michael Spinks, and they say, Michael Spinks has fought Mike Tyson, and he was destroyed by Mike Tyson in like a minute and a half, and that is absolutely correct. But that is Michael Spinks' last fight. He had a whole extraordinary, amazing career before that. For instance, after winning the gold medal then, he went on to become the undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world. He defended that crown 10 times successfully. He moved up to the heavyweight division, and while he was still the reigning light heavyweight champion, challenged and defeated the reigning undefeated heavyweight champion Larry Holmes. And not only that, but when he rematched with Larry Holmes, when Larry Holmes wanted his world title, heavyweight title back, he defeated him again in the rematch as well. So he became the first reigning light heavyweight champion to win the heavyweight title, and it's an accomplishment that is very historic and will go down in history. So that's Michael Spinks. Leon Spinks is huge. Michael Spinks is huge. Ernie Shavers. Now, Ernie Shavers is widely considered by boxing experts to be the hardest puncher of all time. Here's a guy that nobody would fight him. You know, even George Chuvalo never fought Ernie Shavers. You know, we don't necessarily know all the why the fight never occurred. They both came from the same era, but perhaps they'll be able to answer that question for us at the event. Here is Ernie Shavers. Harder puncher than Rocky Marciano, harder than Sonny Liston, harder than Mike Tyson, harder than George Foreman, harder than anybody. Knocks out 50 guys, 50 opponents at 3 rounds or less, and 24 of those in the very first round, including 2 former world heavyweight champions in Jimmy Ellis and Ken Norton. So he was the strongest, most feared puncher in boxing history, and he'll be present as well. So we have a real knockout combination with George, Leon, Michael, and Earnie. And these guys have a rich knowledge of not just boxing information, but also of being able to triumph over adversity. For anybody that has a challenge in front of them, or they have a dream that they want to accomplish. And when you hear these guys' stories of all of the obstacles that they had to overcome to achieve their goals, you find it extremely inspiring, no matter what your passion is.
So it's not really. So it's not really just a show for boxing fans. It's for everybody, right?
It's for everybody. Anybody that is looking for a little inspiration in their lives are going to get a heck of a lot of it at this event for sure. It's a one-of-a-kind thing, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the boxing fan, and definitely one-of-a-kind for anybody that's looking for some inspiration.
Do I understand that you have a special feature coming with the Golden Boy?
Yes. We also have a special feature with the Golden Boy. And as Winnipeg knows, the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde, is very historic as well. He became the first Canadian to win the World Light Heavyweight Championship in over 100 years. So you think about 100 years of boxing, and he becomes the first Canadian to do that. Becomes a world champion. He leveled the great Sugar Ray Leonard in defense of his crown in 1988, and it was only the second time in Sugar Ray Leonard's career that he'd ever been knocked out. Definitely a strong guy, and really one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But being from Winnipeg, he's definitely, we know how important he is to Winnipeg, and we also know how important he is to boxing history.
Well, for those that maybe don't know, his nickname, the Golden Boy, is after the Golden Boy on the statue atop of the Manitoba Legislature building. So,
yeah, that's correct. And he's looking forward to it. He is so excited to be returning to Winnipeg. He's very, very happy to be able to do that.
Sounds like a very, very exciting event, Chris. It's March 20th at the Victoria Inn. Do people need to buy advance tickets for this, Chris, or what's the deal there?
Yeah, like these events, this event that we're doing it's actually quite a small, intimate event. When we're looking at total capacity for this event, we're looking at just 500 people. That's it for total capacity. So there's various ticket options. You can go with a meet and greet ticket. There's a dinner option. There's different levels. There's also a GA for those that are working on a budget. But they can get all of the ticket information online. You can Google just Boxing Legends Winnipeg, and it'll pop up for our link for our event, and that's through a ticket agency, an online ticket platform that is very similar to Ticketmaster, but it's called Pick-A-Tick. So Picatic, Boxing Legends Winnipeg. It'll give you the ticket links all online so that you can make the purchase right there. And that way we don't want to be dealing with a lot of cash at the entrance or anything like that. If there is still availability at the entrance, there will be tickets sold at the entrance. But honestly, because it's such a prominent event and with only a 500 person capacity, we don't expect there to be tickets available at the door.
Chris, it sounds like an awesome event, and I look forward to myself hopefully attending, and we'll get the word out here in Manitoba on the Manitoba Sports Network for you, and we look forward to meeting you on March 20th.
Super, that sounds good, Glenn. I look forward to it as well. And if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know.
Chris Schaefer on the Manitoba Sports Network, March 20th, Boxing Legends in Winnipeg.